Hi everyone, welcome to our beginner series on n8n. In this video series, we are going to learn how to build AI agents and workflows. You do not need any technical skills or need to be a programmer to set this up. Now let's get started. First off, let's talk about n8n. It's a platform that lets you run complex automation workflows by connecting various applications and services. Let's say you run a small online business. Each time someone places an order, you want an email to be sent to the customer and a message to be sent to your sales team Slack channel or any chat channel that you use, and a copy of the order details saved in a database or a spreadsheet. With n8n, you can set all these things up and allow the system do the heavy lifting for you. It has over 400 integrations. So what we're trying to do today is to create an agent that reads our email whenever a new message arrives and create a draft in the same thread for us so that we can edit it when we are ready to reply. So if you don't have an account, you can click on Get Started button to sign up. It's pretty straightforward, but I have an account, so I just have to sign in. So when you sign in, this is what you're going to be seeing on your dashboard. So on the left part, we have our project tab. So this is where you create your projects to organize your workflow. So we have workflow here, we have credential and execution. So you're going to see everything, how they are connected together as we progress. So but the first thing we need to do is to create our project. So you can give it any name. So I'm just going to give it say Gmail agents. So we could just save it. Okay, saved. So now we have our Gmail agent project created. Now we can start creating our workflows. So we've been talking about agents and workflows without really understanding what they mean. Agents are like your digital helpers. Each one has a specific job. Maybe one fetches data from a spreadsheet, another one sends email, another one posts messages on social media. Think of them as the specialized team members, each responsible for a different task. While workflows are the step-by-step instruction that tells all these agents how to work together to get something done. It's like creating a playbook for your helpers so they know exactly what to do and when to do it. And in this video, we are going to be building our own agent that will read our Gmail and also create a draft for that particular message. So whenever we are ready, we can edit it and send it. The first thing we need to do now is to create our trigger node. Our trigger node is what triggers our workflow. So when there's a new message in our inbox, it should trigger our workflow so that our agents will be able to create a draft based on that new message. So we click on this. So we add first step, which is our trigger node. So we search for Gmail. So it is on received or message received. So we click on it. Our trigger node does not have access to our Gmail account, right? So we need to connect to our Gmail account. So create a new credential, then we sign in with Google. So connection successful. So we've connected our trigger node. So we have our trigger node, our Gmail trigger node. Now we need to connect it to an agent. So in order to do that, just click on this, go to Advanced AI, click on AI agents. So this is our AI agent. It needs an input data from the Gmail trigger. So looking at this payload, we have so much data. Some of them we don't need. So we are just going to pick the ones we need as an input for our AI agent. So in order to do that, we need to change the source for prompt. So we need to define ours below. So now we want to tell it how it's going to what it's going to do with the data, and the data is going to look at. So now we say paste this, render it. So we are saying compose a response to the email below, then save it as a draft within the same email thread. So we are going to add the subject. So we actually need the subject. So here we just drag this subject and put it here. Then we need the from. We want the message to know who the message is coming from. So we want the message itself. So we'll go for this snippet. So when there's a trigger, so when we have a new message, so the Gmail trigger gives us details of that message. So now we are telling our AI agents to look at the subject of the message, to look at who the message is coming from, and to look at the content of the message. So now with this data, create a message and save it as a draft within the same thread of the message. So now that we've done this, so we'll have to go back. So we have our AI agent. So but we need to make our AI agent smart, and in order to make our AI agent smart, we need to configure it with a large language model. So we are going to add, so out of this large language models, I'm going to pick OpenAI chat model. So we have OpenAI chat model. So in order to use it, you actually need to create your API key. So you go to this place. So you go to platform.openai.com, go to settings, create the AI key. But before you create the API key, you need to buy the credit. You need to buy that credit, $5 to $10. It's going to be enough for your experiment. So here I have an API key already, so I just need to add this. All right, so go back to this. I've added the large language model to my agent. So now what I need to do now is to create the tool that the agent needs. So we are saying that when there's a message, we want our AI agent to create a draft, right? So how does it create that draft? So we need to add that draft as a tool. Right, so now in order to do that, we just click here, search for Gmail tools. So we have Gmail tools now, right? So now the resource we are looking for is not the message, so we are looking for the draft. So we click. So we want to create, we don't want to delete, we don't want to aggregate, we just want to create. So we want to populate this field from the exposed data of our AI agents. So we want from AI, we want the subject, we want the message. So we can still leave it as text, the email type, which is text, so it's just a simple email. While we are creating the draft, we want to put it in the same thread of the initial message, the message we got. So we want it to be as a response to the message we got. So how it works is that whenever you get a message in your inbox, it comes with a thread ID. So the thread ID is like where the message belongs to, right? So any other response for that particular message will be under the thread ID. So that is what we want to add. So we are saying populate this thread ID, so that we want to populate the thread ID in runtime, so that when this message is generated, it is going to be under that particular message. So we just take here, right? So, and that's it. I have this message here that says, how are you? So I want to run our AI agent to see the response and to see if it's going to be stored in the draft. So we'll click on run. So this is it here. So he said, hello Chima, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about you? Hope all is well on your end. Best regards. So when you look at this message, you can customize it and you can make your you can make the AI agent to mirror the way you reply your messages, and it's going to reply it exactly that. So this is a very simple workflow. So in our next video, we are going to be adding more tools and integrate more applications. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. See you next time.